Welcome back to another episode of Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today we are going to do, we'll call it a controversial bottle, maybe? I don't know. Mixed review bottle. This is the Castle and Key Small Batch Bourbon, Batch 2. Batch 1 was
Very
anticipated.
Very, very hyped.
Very hyped, highly anticipated. There was a couple of things that kind of went into that. One, it was an old Taylor distillery kind of brought back to life.
Yep.
And everybody likes their E.H. Taylor. So there's that. Two, the previous master distiller. And well, I guess if she made the whiskey, it's got to be a handful of years old, right?
It was put in the barrel based on her.
Yeah, it was her.
It's
So she was the master distiller for these.
Marianne Barnes.
Yes. And she was prominently featured in the movie Neat, which was a story of bourbon. They bounced around a lot throughout Kentucky.
Two businessmen that started this brought her on, so she became the first female. Who was the first female master distiller?
That's possible. Yeah,
I think that's
probably
what it was.
Probably.
But oddly, she left.
Yeah, she left 2019-ish.
Before it was bottled.
And the first release, the Batch 1, was released in 2021.
So it wasn't ready.
Maybe.
She wasn't there.
She wasn't there. Mixed reviews. Most people did not. It wasn't as good as I guess they were expecting. And that goes to the overhype thing.
I feel like we tried it somewhere, but
Can't remember.
I can't remember. And for some reason, I feel like I fell in that crowd that didn't care for it.
Didn't care. Yeah. It's a possibility.
While they were waiting, they cut their teeth in the gin.
Yeah, they did a lot of.
They've got a couple of different gins.
Yeah, young things that you don't. They either gin you don't have to age, or if you do age it, you probably don't age it over past a year. So they have been pretty known for their gins.
Same bottle, same everything.
Yeah, and that's they put some effort in. The label here saying 2022 and the shape and they put some effort into the bottle.
Yep.
Let's see if they did. Okay, I thought that was twisting off at first. I was like, oh dear God.
It's a heavy.
Ooh,
It's got some weight to it.
That's metal.
Yeah.
All right. So again, a lot of effort into the bottle and the cork, apparently.
Yeah, they even etched Castle and Key in the top.
That's got a kick.
Yep.
Thumbs up for the bottle open. Yeah, as soon as I saw it, and I remembered watching Neat and thinking about that, and I was just like, all right, we'll grab it whether or not everybody poo-pooed it. That is pretty cool. It's almost like a sundial of sorts.
Yeah.
But... All right.
Smells young.
It's 4.
I know.
It's 4-year-old.
And rye.
It's very, there's very rye forward, but
The mash bill is only 10%
yeah,
rye.
exactly. It's
More
73%
malted
corn
barley than
and
rye.
10% rye,
Almost double the barley.
17% malted barley. But it's got a little spice to it. Not a lot of sweet notes. This one is 99 proof. Can't say that it's killing me, heat.
No, all I pick up is a rye spice that's minty.
Okay, so you're going down that herbal path of...
Yeah, that's really all I'm picking up on the nose.
I'm not a fan. At all.
I actually don't mind it.
That is...
I was skeptical on the nose.
That leans towards mouthwash. It's so minty.
I'm getting a creamy caramel.
You're getting caramel?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got a very sophisticated palate.
Yes. Yes, you do.
No,
me, it's all spice.
Then
Mint. It's the finish is all minty to me, to the point where it's nearly mouthwash.
Yeah, across the palate for me, it was creamy, caramely.
Wow,
Now,
caramel.
the aftertaste kind of fades back to that mint. But no, across the palate, it was...
Wow, caramely.
Yeah.
I am totally missing caramely.
Now I go back to the nose. That rye is a little more muted. It's not as forward. There's some more sweeter.
There's a sweet note in there I'm going to say more towards toffee than caramel for me. But it is such a strong mint note, like spearmint. Like, it's really strong mint I'm not getting any other baking spices. That's the funniest part. Apparently the first one was a super, super cinnamon forward release. And it like cinnamon bomb, and people were just kind of poo-pooed. That was what part of it. I'm not getting cinnamon. I'm getting just massive amounts of mint.
The second sip starts off sweet, creamy.
Still got that
Then
caramel.
it hits that mint again.
Okay.
But it doesn't really dry out. Like my mouth is still kind of watery.
Yeah, I'm not getting like a oak dry out or any of that kind of, like, none of that's coming through.
But I wonder if that's sweetness. I mean, it's 73% corn.
It should
and
be
very low rye.
It should be corn syrup sweet. I'm not getting that at all.
Now the color looks like mellow corn.
A little bit, yeah.
All right, I'm thinking that the water is going to enhance the rye.
Enhance the rye?
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to drink hotter too.
I'm really hoping it doesn't do that. That's what I'm hoping. All right, let's see. We'll see. I don't know. First blush, not a huge fan. I'd definitely give it a second shot because that's the neck pour, and you never know. It could open up and change as... Well, the rye is the most apparent thing.
Yep.
No question about that.
Yep.
On the nose, it's now totally rye. Not even the mint. The mint is kind of... That mint herbal is gone, and it's more... Peppery, yeah. The black pepper or the white pepper type notes.
It's smoother.
It's not as aggressive on the mint side. It's now...
Sweeter.
Yeah, it's sweeter.
To your point, your toffee. I get the toffee now.
Yeah. More of those notes show up, and it's not just like toothpaste. It is definitely better than toothpaste.
Yeah, no, the water definitely...
Yeah, it kind of
sweetened that.
Yeah, it mellowed some things out. That's much better with the water, which again makes me think maybe being exposed to some air will be a good thing for this bottle. It is an interesting...
Maybe a little cube.
That could be interesting. I wonder if that would bring out more of that sweet note. It's like it's almost there. It's just not quite there for me. I'm gonna keep qualifying.
So what do you think? So it's 4. Do you think 6 years probably would have been better?
Probably. I think that would have pulled a little bit more of the vanilla and the sugars out of the barrel.
Would.
Yeah, probably. They do, and they distill it interestingly. So they use a doubler.
Okay.
All right, which is not always used. So they distill it to 125. It goes to a doubler, 135. They barrel it at 107. Somebody else does that. Is that Maker's Mark that does like 107, 108, something like that?
Sounds right.
Yeah, they do it. So. They do it pretty low as well. So they're kind of doing that, but it's definitely not my jam.
I'm enjoying this. Both the spirit and watching you struggle through it.
Yeah. Now, that rye is aggressive on the nose now.
Which is weird because it's so low.
The palate is better.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there was pretty much nothing that I preferred neat on this. The palate is better with water. Still, it's not fair. I will say it does not live up to the hype that I think people probably wanted to put to it because it is an old Taylor distillery and it's, they were focused, they were featured a touch in a movie about bourbon. It's not the best bourbon, especially for the price. It's like a $50 bottle. There are a lot of better bourbons for $50 out there.
Yeah, but it's batch 2. I'm sure they're listening to everyone's critique.
Yeah.
And well, now the interesting thing is now they've got a different master distiller.
Right.
So
yeah. So what does that look like in 4 years? Is it almost a totally different profile?
Yeah, because whoever it is now is going to taste it and be like, you know what? It's not ready yet.
No.
Let's try it in another 6 months or try it another year. Yeah, I think for the hype, it did not meet everyone's expectations.
Yeah, that was a swing and a miss.
But if my memory serves me correctly, I did try batch 1 and did not like it at all. I do like batch 2.
Okay.
So if you don't want it, I'll drink it. Or you can use it for your cocktails.
The spice, it could be a solid cocktail.
Yeah.
It definitely could. It's just so odd that a 10% rye has so many rye notes coming through on it. It's funny. It's a funny guy.
I like the palate. The nose, like the rye doesn't bother me. It just smells
Very
young.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
granted,
not.
only
It's
4.
4-year-old. That's not young bourbon. That's bottled and bond. 4-year-old. Like that's kind of like the 3 is where you start to get a little bit of those young notes.
You start to hear like the wheelhouse for bourbon is that 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
6 to
Yeah.
8. It's like
I
feel like they were rushing this to market. Maybe
Possible.
again, if they would have waited and at least got to 6. Batch 1, 6. Batch 2 could have been 7 years.
Yeah.
Batch 3 could have been 8, and then they could have figured out somewhere
blending
what.
somewhere's in that range.
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing that. I'm sure they've got some stuff set aside. I mean, all of them seem to do that experiment.
Yeah, they're all
experimentation.
trying to figure out what the best profile so that they can, go to market and not get beat up on YouTube by 2 guys that, just like whiskey.
Right. Well, again, I don't think we're
Not
the
this
only ones based on batch.
No,
1.
yeah, I don't think anybody. I think everybody was super excited and then heavily disappointed to the point where they might have just written it off. I don't think I would go and buy batch 3. But batch 10 comes around, I might try it again. You know what I mean? I don't know how often they do batches.
You'll try batch 3.
Well, I try it, but I'm not buying it.
I'll buy.
But maybe
I'll
like
buy
batch
that one.
5.
I'll buy that one.
Like if they're coming out with a batch a year, I don't know.
The
if
whiskey
that's
club will buy it.
There you go.
Sample it there.
I could see giving it like another 2 or 3 years. See what the profile changes to.
When they say the wheelhouse is 6 to 8, I would think there's got to be something else coming out that's going to be somewhere in there.
Yeah.
My guess is probably it's going to be 6 years. They're going to start there.
I would say I would not buy this. I wouldn't buy this right now. Yeah, for $50, I'd rather go buy some Old Forester or some, Eagle Rare or whatever for $40 to $50 than this particular bottle.
Again, I think it's even these guys like O.H. Ingram. I mean, they're fairly new.
They came out.
They're fairly new, and they came out
Aggressively.
$20 to $30 more than this. I think now with the way bourbon is so popular,
50's probably the
50
new.
is the new 40.
Yeah, you're right.
Or the new 30. I mean, I think some people are willing to spend $50 to try something.
And it's a really pretty bottle with the big, heavy cork.
I got 2 bottles of their gin at home. One's better than the other one.
It missed the mark for me. Yeah. If we were going to scale this, like this would not be on the high end of a scale.
No, but again, I enjoyed the palate, but I am interested to try this with a small cube though.
Okay. We'll do that after the show.
Yep.
And maybe write a note.
We'll see. All right. Well, again, mixed reviews.
Mixed reviews, yeah.
Mike, Susan.
We have similar palates, but not exactly the same, obviously.
No. But no, I mean, again, they're coming around. Again,
they'll continue they'll continue the process and hone it and get better.
Yep. So again,
I'm just not going for batch 3.
Interested to see what the new master distiller, that person does, building off of
batch 5,
batch 1 and 2.
Skip 3 and 4.
Well, just have to wait and see. Wait and see. Well, we hope you enjoyed this, our mixed review of this bottle. If you did, as always, we'd love for you to hit that like button at the bottom of the screen.
And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. You get content similar to this twice a week. Maybe sometimes not quite as negative, but sometimes it is quite that negative. And sometimes it's both of us being negative.
Yep.
You start to feel bad after that. But
well, unlike you, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this.
Yeah, I might just hold on for the cube.
Well, thanks for watching.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.